Imagine this. You're going about your day, perhaps washing dishes, driving, or just trying to relax, when suddenly an unbidden thought, image, or urge pops into your mind. It's disturbing, perhaps even frightening, and completely out of character. Your first instinct, quite naturally, is to fight it, push it away, or analyze it to death. You wonder, why am I thinking this? What does it mean about me? This internal struggle can feel exhausting, isolating, and deeply unsettling. Many of us experience these moments. These are what we call intrusive thoughts, and they are far more common than you might realize. They are unwanted, involuntary mental events, be they thoughts, images, feelings, sensations, or urges, that can feel deeply contrary to who we believe ourselves to be. The good news, and what we'll explore today, is that the distress they cause doesn't come from the thoughts themselves, but from how we interpret and react to them. Today, we're going to talk about how to respond to intrusive thoughts, not by fighting them, but by learning a more effective, compassionate way to disarm their power. This isn't about magical cures or instant fixes. It's about shifting your relationship with your own mind, moving from a place of fear and suppression to one of acceptance and non-engagement. This shift is a powerful, evidence-informed approach that can truly change your experience. Let's start by truly understanding what intrusive thoughts are. They are, in essence, automatic, random mental events. Think of them like stray emails in your inbox. Some are useful, some are spam, and some are just plain weird. They are not reflections of your character, your desires, or your intentions. This is a critical point. The distress they cause is rooted in interpretation, not content. A disturbing thought does not mean you are a disturbing person. In fact, these thoughts often go against our deepest values. They are distinct from impulsive thoughts in that they do not typically lead to action. Our natural inclination when faced with an unwanted thought is to try to suppress it. We might tell ourselves to stop thinking that, or try to mentally push it away. However, research consistently shows that trying to suppress thoughts is largely ineffective and can actually backfire, leading to what's known as the rebound effect. The more you try not to think about something, the more it pops up. It's like being told, don't think of a pink elephant. What do you immediately think of? Exactly. For those with conditions like obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, this suppression can even become a compulsion, fueling the cycle. So if fighting them doesn't work, what does? The modern approach, built on evidence-based therapeutic techniques, centers on acceptance and non-engagement. This core principle involves observing the thoughts without judgment, allowing them to exist without interaction, reasoning, or trying to suppress them. It's about passive observation, which over time diminishes their power. Imagine your thoughts as clouds passing in the sky. You can observe them, notice their shape, their color, but you don't grab onto them, analyze them, or try to make them disappear. You simply let them drift by. Or picture yourself standing on a riverbank and your thoughts are leaves floating downstream. You watch them, acknowledge their presence, but you don't jump in to retrieve them, inspect them, or try to change their course. You simply let them go. This concept is beautifully captured in a technique from acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, called Cognitive Defusion. Defusion teaches us to separate from our thoughts, seeing them as mere mental events, sounds, words, images, rather than absolute truths or commands. It's about recognizing I'm having the thought that, rather than I am. This slight mental distance can create a world of difference. How do you practice this in your daily life?
First, when an intrusive thought arrives, acknowledge it without judgment. You might silently say to yourself, "Oh, there's that thought again," or "I'm noticing an intrusive thought." Then, redirect your attention to the present moment. This is where mindfulness and grounding come in. Focus on your breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. Engage your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, or feel in your immediate environment? The goal isn't to erase the thought, but to gently shift your focus away from the internal struggle and back to external reality. This helps reduce the thought's immediate impact. Beyond these immediate responses, building resilience against intrusive thoughts involves a consistent mental wellness routine. Adequate sleep, gentle exercise, journaling, and meaningful social connection all contribute to a stronger, more flexible mind. These lifestyle adjustments don't directly cure intrusive thoughts, but they create a more stable foundation from which to handle them when they arise. while these strategies are incredibly helpful, it's crucial to know when to seek professional support. If intrusive thoughts persist, cause significant distress, or interfere with your daily functioning, your work, relationships, or overall quality of life, then it's time to reach out to a qualified mental health professional. There are highly effective therapeutic modalities designed specifically for this. Acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, as we mentioned, focuses on psychological flexibility. It helps you accept intrusive thoughts as harmless mental events and commit to actions that align with your values, even while the thoughts are present. For those whose intrusive thoughts are a symptom of obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, exposure and response prevention, or ERP, is considered the gold standard treatment. ERP is a specialized form of cognitive behavioral therapy. It involves intentionally exposing yourself to feared thoughts, images, or situations, while preventing any compulsive mental rituals or behaviors you might typically use to cope. This gradually teaches your brain that the thoughts are not dangerous and that you don't need to engage in rituals to be safe. It's important to understand that while general cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helps identify and reframe unhelpful thought patterns, it must be specifically tailored for OCD when intrusive thoughts are a symptom. General CBT, if not adapted, can actually be unhelpful or even counterproductive for OCD-related intrusive thoughts. This highlights the importance of finding a therapist with specialized training. Now, let's address some common pitfalls and misunderstandings that can keep us stuck in the intrusive thought cycle. A major trap is reassurance-seeking. When a disturbing thought appears, we often ask friends, family, or even search the internet for reassurance that our thoughts aren't true or that we're not a bad person. While this offers temporary relief, it actually reinforces the thought's power and can lead to a cycle of reassurance addiction, where you need constant validation. The thought never fully loses its grip because you're continually giving it attention. Another critical misunderstanding, as we discussed, is the belief that disturbing intrusive thoughts somehow indicate your true desires or character flaws. Experts emphatically state that these thoughts are often contrary to an individual's true values and intentions. They are brain static, not a window into your soul.
Finally, a significant concern, especially highlighted by organizations like the International OCD Foundation, is the lack of sufficient familiarity with OCD and intrusive thoughts among some healthcare providers. This can lead to ineffective or even harmful therapeutic approaches. This underscores the need to seek out specialists who are well-versed in these specific challenges. If you suspect you might have OCD or are struggling significantly with intrusive thoughts, don't hesitate to ask potential therapists about their experience and training in ERP and ACT. The journey of responding to intrusive thoughts without fighting them is a path towards psychological flexibility and greater peace of mind. It's about recognizing that you are not your thoughts and that you have the power to change your relationship with them. This shift from fear and struggle to acceptance and gentle observation is not always easy, and it takes practice and patience, but it is profoundly empowering. You are not alone in experiencing intrusive thoughts. They are a common part of the human experience. By understanding their nature, learning to observe them without judgment, and seeking specialized support when needed, you can gradually reclaim your mental space. Remember, your thoughts do not define you, and you have the strength to navigate them with wisdom and self-compassion. Thank you for joining me today. Take care of your minds and be kind to yourselves.